Every month you rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage, building their equity, following their rules. There's a better way. Home ownership means stable, predictable payments, and every one of them works for you, not your landlord. City Ventures is California's leading builder of smart, innovative new homes, and right now owning may be closer than you think. See the numbers for yourself at cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.
Yeah, guys, a little bonus episode for you. This is from the feed from CackTalk, which is a podcast from Ireland. So if you enjoy hearing some Irish voices and you like how the lads talk and that, and you find them funny or want to hear more, go and have a little listen to CackTalk. Otherwise, this episode is pretty much all about me. So it's nice of them to let me have this episode, and hopefully you'll hear it and you'll go and listen to some of theirs. But hopefully, this should answer a lot of the questions that you have about me and about my taxidermy. I'm hoping anyway. Yeah, it'd be nice if it did. But yeah, have a listen and go and find the lads. You'll be hearing more from these soon. There's going to be an episode in the future. I'm doing an episode with these about film. It's about Chicken Run. So you've got that in a good few weeks' time. But you will hear more from these, and they'll probably be back for a few more episodes as well in the future. We seem to work together well. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I'll let you listen.
So, welcome back to CackTalk episode 19. Today we are joined by a very special guest. His name is Jack. This is Matthew, and this is Jake, by the way we host it. I always forget to say that. And we have a special guest. Jack, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, when I'm the world around you, I make stuff out of rats and put things up rats' arseholes and that, and try and sell mouse bolts on the internet.
Very successful.
Wow.
Right, it's alright, yeah, you know.
Yeah. I have been a big fan of your content, man. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of questions for you. Some very serious questions and some very kind of messing questions. I'm sure you don't mind.
What would you say you are though, Jack? Are you a TikToker? Are you a YouTuber? Are you a taxidermist? What are you?
A fucking idiot with a knife, bro.
I meant to ask you that as well. Actually, I have a kind of Do you are you an artist or are you a taxidermist, or what would you consider yourself?
I guess a taxidermist. I don't know. I don't really calling myself an artist makes me sound like a cunt in my head. I've always thought the sort of people that are there, like, oh, I'm an artist, looking swinging their arms around in the air like a queen. It's a bit, I don't know.
Well, technically, what you do kind of is very surrealist art, though, isn't it? Like
it's very creative, has to be said.
I just like making stuff out of rats and that, mate, and I like writing stuff and putting stuff together that I hope will make people laugh. That's my main thing, man. I like making people laugh.
And you've done that. You've got two big fans of that there.
I'm always laughing. But so when you're doing, those things when you're doing on your podcast and stuff, the how-tos.
Yeah.
Is that scripted, or are you just spitballing that?
Yeah, predominantly scripted. But I will sit down on a Monday and research, because I do, both of them are from the radio show on Threshold FM. I separate them from the podcast.
What is Threshold FM? Is that
an internet-based radio station? One of the guys that helps organise it and run it, and that Jimmy Budd. I do a show with him now called Truth Seeking. He got in touch with me last year and said, look, he sold him a mystery box thing. And I put my first book in there, and it made him laugh. And he got in touch and said, "Look, I've been watching some of your videos because I did. During lockdown, my head started going a bit funny in it, and I decided to start watching kids' films and describe what the hidden messages I thought were in them. And I've started to realise that a lot of kids' films seem to be about teaching demons how to interact with us, or teaching us about demons and that.
What?
But I decided that I'd do it all in this voice. So I would do some videos like this, speaking like this, calling myself Kieran. And he found it hilarious and then said, do this show. But then it's really hard to talk for an hour at a time and sound serious in this voice here.
Yeah.
So what kind of led you to the conclusion that they're trying to teach kids to interact with demons?
Well, it's more that because it seems to be in all the films, man, in some way or other. Like I did The Little Mermaid, and The Little Mermaid seems to be about teaching a creature that's not used to using a body how to use a body, which seems like
True,
a thing
actually,
to
yeah.
show a kid who's already going to be about 6 years old or whatever. The Lion King, mate, seems to be about a new ruler who we've never seen, who lives in the shadows, coming and taking over using a different species of creature with him to be able to destroy and kill everything.
Jesus. That's actually mad when you think of it like that.
Yeah, that's nuts. But I the one thing that made me laugh as well, by the way, going back to the how-tos, someone commented on one of your videos. It was the embroidery of the bus stop driver. He commented, I do embroidery, and straight away you just responded to him, you should do bus logos then. Like as if that was like his only purpose he should ever do. I love that so much.
So how do you get the ideas for your how-tos? Do you literally just like brainstorm them, or because they're mad?
I just think to myself, like, what's a good, what's something that people might need help with.
Yeah.
But like
showing their fake neighbors a pedophile.
Yeah, just in case someone's listening and they haven't heard any of your how-tos, could you just give us like a couple of the titles of them?
Here's how to make money. Here's how to get your book published. Here's how to convince people that you're the world-renowned coarse fisherman Neil Lethbrook. Here's how to convince people you're a bus driver when you're not actually a bus driver. And the most recent one, I think, is the one you just mentioned there. Here's how to convince people your fictitious neighbour's a pedo.
Brilliant.
I do know a few people that could use that tutorial, to be fair.
I like how they started versus how they finished, like how to make money, how to convince them.
How to chat up. I saw one how to chat up women as well. I was like, okay, he actually does do real tutorials.
Yeah. I mean, the advice probably bad. The people that listen to the radio show regularly say it's quite sociopathic. But it is, suppose, I was hoping to make people laugh. But when I do it on the radio, on Threshold, it goes out with a backing, How We Do by The Game.
Yeah.
I loop
this
that in the
is
background.
how we do it.
No, that's a different song. But
no, that's not it, man.
Like that, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think. Anyway, I loop it in the background, and it fucking because I think it helps, because otherwise it makes it sound serious as well, a lot more serious. Like I've gone to the effort of looping a track for it.
I had one question I had for you as well, by the way. Where do you get all the animals that you use for the?
Predominantly pet shops. They sell them frozen for snake food.
Oh yeah.
So you can buy a bag of rats. Yeah.
What about the ducks and all?
Well, they hardly shave them
first. Rabbits. There's a few other bits. No, the ducklings normally come from other taxidermists.
What about the fox?
The fox was a guy that kills foxes. He's for the local farmers and that. He used to just
because they're like.
So if you were going into a pet shop, like how many rats would you get like at once?
Well, it depends, man. It depends what I've got planned, really. I buy them in bags of anywhere. Like you could buy one. You can buy as many as you want. Realistically, the guys do. Well, most pet shops have quite a big freezer. They freak out a bit if they're not used to me going in there though, and I'm like, "Can I have 30 rats, please?" Because they're like, "What the fuck are you needing?"
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
mate.
I was like, would they not be a bit like, how many do you want? Why do you want that many for? Like,
well, yeah, when I've gone in there and been like, can I have 50 mice? They were initially taken back by that because they thought maybe I was from a rival pet shop or something. I don't know.
You should go in someday and like almost make them believe that you're going to eat them. Like walk in with your shopping list in your hand and like smell the rats and all. And squeeze them like bread.
Or something.
It's what?
As I'm working down the list, accidentally say coriander or something.
Yeah. What rats do you think would be best for the rat fish pie? Like just gotta like give them fucking mad questions and see how they respond to you.
So how is it that you got into like taxidermy and stuff? Were you literally just one day like, I really want to mess with a rat?
No, not like that. Not that. It wasn't that cut and dry, man. I sort of fell into it, man. Mostly it came about by mistake. So the first mouse I did with my missus in my mum's back garden while my pet goose were watching us. Because I used to have a goose.
That sentence was crazy.
But I used to breed chickens in that growing up and that, and then we still had a goose by the time I'd left for going to uni. I came back from uni for the summer. My missus came up from, down at uni, spent a week with us or so. But I used to be a butcher, and we were looking on eBay just at weird shit and weird ways, ways we could try and make money. Because fucking, selling dirty socks and that wasn't really something that I was fancying doing, to be honest. But then I saw people selling taxidermy and that, and the people that were doing it, the stuff they were making looked shit, but they thought it looked amazing, innit?
Yeah.
Like they thought it was genuinely fucking spot on, like a fucking Google image of these creatures. And you're looking at it going, right, these people are fucking demented, mate. So then what I thought, what if I just I could try it, see if I can do it, because it's supposed to be, I'm used to taking skin off like meat and that to a degree at the butcher. Because I worked in a butcher's from the age of about 13 to, I don't know, I went to uni at about 20, so 13 to 20, give or take, as a Saturday lad, and then learnt it all as I was going through. So I was good with a knife, innit?
Yeah.
As many people from where I am are. And they fucking I decided after a bit that, this was alright, I did it once and that was it. And then a couple months later, let's say, maybe 2 months later at uni, they gave us a project called a feasibility project, where we had to show off a bit of our past and a transferable skill from our past, they said. Now, I had a habit of misinterpreting things, but I thought, okay, what I'll do then is I'll get a rat, I'll go and buy a dead rat from the pet shop and I'll skin it and put a zipper down its spine and a pencil sharpener up its arsehole.
I seen that one, yeah.
And
That's
it's
one
a
of my
pencil
favourites.
case. Nice one. And I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And then to prove it was feasible, I put it around on the internet, on Imgur, which I'm now perpetually banned off. I think my IP address is now banned on Imgur for breaking rules about animal mutilation. I can't make. When I make a new account now, it gets almost immediately removed. I'd probably have to get a new computer, I think, to make an account or start.
Or a
New IP
VPN
or something like that, yeah.
Hide your IP.
Yeah, Bear Dig or whatever it was called, Bear Roll or something. Fucking wow. And then I put it on there, and within about, my mate told me to do it, and within a couple of hours, he had like fucking 50,000 clicks and no views. I was like, fuck me. I'd never really put anything on the internet before. I'd never really used social media or anything by this point. And not even really privately, very, very little for myself. Put the pencil case on the first one, and then I woke up the next morning, like 250,000 people had looked at it, loads of upvotes and shit. People loved it. It went fucking mental. I'd been putting it on the buy and sell pages as well locally to see if anyone liked it, only to get feedback for the uni project so I could write it up before I'd shown it to the teachers. And then before the end of that day, I was in the local paper. And then by midday the next day, it had been syndicated around the country into the big newspapers and stuff like that, man. Yeah.
That's mad. So it literally was kind of like an overnight thing, just blew up.
Yeah, and like I say, it was never planned about. In a way, you could look at it and say that I've massively fucked up my life because I was dumb enough to use my real name.
So now everyone knows. Anyone in your neighborhood say like hide their dogs from you now in case they think you're like trying to use them as your next.
Don't show Jack our pets.
No, innit? Well, they fucking like when I go for a job interview and that, man. I've tried I do this full time now, and I've done for a couple of years at least. But when I go for job interviews in between that, you go for some. Like I tried to be Father Christmas at the local shopping centre, and when they found out, I got to the final stages of it, man. Like the final, it was between me and this other guy. The final stages of it. And he had a little bit of acting experience. Apparently, he said he'd been an extra or something, or a little tiny speaking extra or something in a film. And then they said to me, "So what is it you do?" I went, "Oh, I like to make things out of mice and rats, like cutting mice in half and turning them into magnetic earrings." And they just stared at me like I was fucking demented and started.
I mean, do you blame them?
Well, I don't know, man. Do you reckon? I don't think if I was a danger to the children, would I really openly lead?
No.
Would I lead with, I like to chop up dead animals, mate, and put them on springs and that?
Your ideas are so like they're just so creative, like it's insane.
Let me actually say a few of my favorites that I saw. A mouse heart in a heart, I thought was good. Rat intestines in a necklace in the shape of a butterfly. The mouse pencil case, and the rabbit toaster.
I liked I liked. You had one called Duck Lad. It was like a duck with like an Action Man head. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, the action figureheads, yeah.
You had Zoom Fish. That was a good one.
Zooming fish, yeah, man.
Zoom,
It's
and
like
you said
fucking
not
stone with a
because it
fish
goes
in it.
fast. That made me laugh so hard.
These bits I don't script, I don't write any of those about like that. I just fucking, I don't know. It's like I just think in my head I need to say something about it. But it's without sounding like a cunt, innit? Like, even when I was at uni, at college, at school, I just seemed to speak and I just seemed to say what sounds to me like just normal, okay stuff to say. But it seems to make people laugh, which I'm aware makes me sound like a dickhead, but it's always been like the way that I talk about my work. I would talk about whatever.
Yeah.
But I used to sell virtual reality headsets for the company, and I couldn't remember the script that they gave me for that. So I was just walking up to women in the shop, going, "Excuse me, look, I bet I can be the only bloke that can genuinely blow your mind in under 5 minutes." And saying stuff like that because I couldn't remember what it was I was supposed to say.
Yeah,
and that worked.
Good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they'd come and have a go of it, and then they might buy one, or they might get the kids one or something.
Sick.
Yeah, that sounds like it would work. Like it's so out, like so kind of like catches your attention. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes, I think stuff like that's better though when it's not scripted. You know what I mean? And it is just funny and it's genuine.
Yeah, because you're not used to saying it. You haven't said it 50 times already that day,
exactly.
innit? So you're not. It sounds like the word monotonous, where it's like droning on and that.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. They've heard it all before, kind of thing. Like just it's something fresh.
Mm.
Do you have?
What is?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
What is the mystery boxes? Is that like some taxidermy in it, or is it just kind of like different T-shirts and books and stuff?
I don't really put the T-shirts in it because it'd be a fucking nightmare having to order them in and then fucking waiting for them. And that. The T-shirts are relatively new. But sometimes I'll put a book in. Sometimes it's always oddities. So weird shit I've collected or managed to get my hands on, and
just rocks from the park and all, or you mean like?
No. When I first started out, I remember there was one lady who bought one off me, and people used to film themselves opening them, and they fucking love it. People don't really do that no more anymore for the YouTube and that. But I remember one of them, it was just one of them, them big fucking balloons that you can get them at the fun fair, and you'll usually put like some frozen peas in it or something and go.
Oh yeah.
The big balls.
Yeah.
I gave her one of them and broke up a load of spaghetti in it and told her to blow it up when she opens the box and that, and she did. She loved it. I used to do bits like that just for a laugh, just to see what will they.
And how much would you charge for something like that?
Oh, back then I think it was about 15 quid, but now I charge 30 quid for a mystery box, and they get stuff I've made and other bits I've collected and geodes and fossils and weird ornaments. Like I once found this little ceramic ornament of a Sasquatch with a big fucking fat arse on it, mate.
And you sold it, did you?
What did you say, Jake?
You sold that, did you, the ornament?
Yeah, I sold that one individually. I thought not that it was too good for a mystery box, but I knew that someone's looking for that, aren't they? There's someone out there.
We just can't get that one, like,
that's the last piece of his collection.
Yeah, he's already got Mothman with his cock out. He's got a chupacabra with 6 massive tits, and he's like, what I need is a Sasquatch with a big arse.
So do you have any pieces that you've made that are your favorite that you just look at and you're like, that's fucking deadly?
Yeah, there's a few that I wish that I'd kept, like the barbecue mouse, the chef who's wearing his half rat, half action figure with a pinny that I made out of a mouse, with a pocket on the pinny also made out of mouse skin, all sewn in dead delicately, with fucking fake tongues, tiny little fake tongues, like proportionate to the rat's hands, and a spatula, and a barbecue made out of about 6, maybe 7 mice, which opened and closed. Like that I wish I'd kept that because I really liked that.
How long did that take?
Oh, quite a while, bro. Quite a while.
It seems very complex. Lots of moving parts.
Yeah, well, from start to finish, things tend to take about a week and a half from like initially defrosting and till it's finished. But I work on different things each day with it in it, like different aspects. There's always something going on. But to actually put all of that together, that took a lot longer than what others have in the past, especially for the rat people.
Yeah. You should definitely go into the pet shop that you buy all the rats in and say, "I'm actually thinking about getting a snake sometime soon." As if you don't already have one, so they know exactly. Just make them think and drop little clues every time you go in as well.
I went in there about 3 times in 2 weeks to buy mice when I got in the papers for, I think it was for the magnetic mice earrings, I think at the time. I was getting through a lot of mice back then. And about the third time I went in a fortnight, they were like, "Look, what is it you're feeding? Because you're going to kill it. Whatever you're feeding all these mice to, no matter how big you think it is and how hungry you think it is, it will keep eating them and you're going to kill it. So we're not going to sell you anymore. What is it you're feeding? Because I think it could be ill." And I was like, "Oh no, mate, I'm not feeding them, innit? I'm peeling the skin off and turning them into earrings, mate." And he just stared at me like I was fucked. They were just confused, and then they got started laughing, and then I had to show them pictures on the internet of it and that, and I showed them the newspaper article from that week, and they were like, "Oh, okay, how many do you want then?"
You passed.
They were just happy that I wasn't.
Test.
Yeah, they just didn't want me to be endangering an animal.
Yeah, and they're happy out. That's good that they're kind of caring about that.
Yeah,
man.
Have you got any like bigger animal projects you want to work? Like if you had like any sort of bigger animals that were given to you by chance, like if someone said, "Oh look, one of my cows died in my field," would you work on like a taxidermy with that?
Jesus.
No, I haven't got the space to do a cow. I'm also not strong. Like I remember how heavy a fucking hind quarter of beef is, mate. I am in no.
Mid-size,
I
like
am
a goat
not
or
in
something.
shape. I am not in good enough shape to carry a cow up a staircase.
That's true. Yeah. What about like mid-size, like a
Oh, mate, not even. I don't
something?
even think. I honestly, mate, don't even think I could carry a dead calf up a staircase.
What's the biggest thing you could do?
Weight to them. The biggest thing I could do, probably dogs. I'd like to do dogs if I could. This isn't a thing to anyone listening to this going, "Oh yeah, let's send him a dead dog in the post."
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Please don't.
Do that. I tried to get a bag of dead cats quite a few times, but the cats' homes always think it's a wind-up, which is annoying.
You tried to get back. What do you just email them or ring them or what?
Nah, I ring them. I think it's because I don't live where my accent suggests I'm from, so I think they just think I'm putting on some stupid voice and trying to wind them up. But I offer them money and that. I say, "Look, what's the going? How much does it cost you to dispose of these cats per kilo?" And they don't want to tell you. And then it's like, "Well, how about I give you this much per cat, and if you can fill a bin bag up of them, I'll have them off you. I don't mind if you want me to skin them in the back room, so you know that I'm not doing anything weird with them." And normally it's around that sort of point where they get a bit funny. I remember once they hung up on me as I was talking. I rang him back and said, "Sorry, I think we got cut off there." Being genuine, I think we got cut off there. Yeah. And she went fucking mental at me, shouting at me, going, "You think we've got time to waste talking to you about stupid things like this?" And I was like, "I'm trying to donate money to you, but I just want to make some stuff out of some cats."
Yeah.
It does sound like you're bullshitting. It sounds like you're taking the piss.
What kind of pets have you got yourself now?
I got a dog and a cat and a handful of guppies.
And would you use any of those if they died? Like,
no. If I used it, I don't think I'd really particularly cared about the fish because I think only a mentalist can get sentimentally attached when you've got like 10 fish in a bowl and you're like, "No."
That's not true, actually. I had a fish called Kanye and I loved it.
I had one called the Dentist and I was quite fond of that, but some lad that I lived near came in my house and sprayed loads of deodorant in the fish tank and fucking killed the Dentist.
What the hell?
Oh, mate, it was annoying. But
so the dogs and the cats are off the table, are they?
Yeah, my missus would go mental as well if I was like, "Rah, fucking Baz is," Baz is still warm, dead on the ground, and I'm like just there with a little fucking knife peeling his head off.
Chuck him in the freezer, wait a couple of weeks, wait till it blows over, and then say, "Listen, I froze Baz." Like,
should we turn him into a little bureau?
Yeah.
Then he'll stay alive forever. He'll stay with you forever.
If you like a madder version of like, you ever see Scrubs? They have the dog like taxidermy in the corner. Just but it's like Baz turned into like a different thing.
He's a bulldog, innit? So I'd never get him to look like what he was. I could make him massive, mate, so he looks like a fucking walrus or something with all the loose skin on him. Or I could just make fucking shitloads of things out of him.
What if you went to a cat home and like showed them all your stuff, maybe then they might actually kind of come around to it.
I don't know. I went to a college with a lot of they had an animal management course on it and that. And the people that were on that, some of them were great. They were my mates in that, but a lot of them were, I don't know what the word is. I'd call them gimps, innit? But I don't know what the word is. They're like, no, you've got to think of the animal's feelings and that. You're like, well, it's dead. And they're like, oh, you've got to be dead careful when you're feeding a chick to this hawk, because this chick was alive once. And you're like, you're dumb, you. Like, it's just a chunk of meat.
Yeah.
So it's not there. And I imagine a lot of people that have gone into that line of work are probably going to have that sort of mentality in it, that it's a vocational job. And I don't want to upset people, innit? I'm not trying to wind people up or upset them. So I'm just hoping
taxidermy is not a new thing, is it?
No, not at all, man. It's not like I think I'm fucking revolutionary or anything like that. I just know that a lot of people aren't into it.
And so, do you ever get like messages or anything of people being like, "Oh, you're bad"?
Animal rights activists.
I used to get an awful lot of it, but they seem to have died down now. So I started taking a piss out of them now when they send the messages in. So
usually the fence gets higher and higher as time goes on. Now recently,
it started becoming like death threats and not waking up to death. When the very first time, as I said, when I used Imgur that time and it went viral overnight, I ended up with death threats after that, like within days, and it got to a point where somebody described the coat I was wearing, the hat I was wearing, the trainers I was wearing, the road I was walking on, the direction and the time, and was basically asking, what should we do? And I was like, right, I'm not going outside now for a few days.
And what were they so offended by? Like, what was their kind of thing? What was their argument? They were just saying...
They just seemed to think it was wrong to dress up a dead mole as a wizard. They didn't like the fact that I'd given a squirrel a fake pair of tits and put it in a bikini.
Yeah.
They didn't like the pencil sharpener up the rat's arsehole. That really seems to get at people.
That's
maybe they don't like inserting things. Maybe it's just
no. And I did a chick as well, like the body of a chick with the head of a doll. I don't think it was actually a Barbie doll. I wouldn't have had the money for that back then, but the head of the face of a doll in the stomach of the chick with doll's legs attached to the bottom of the chick's arse to make it stand up and that. That one really upset people because they thought it was. A lot of people are like, he's just doing this to freak people out and that. And I'm not. I'm just doing it because I think it's funny. This is the sort of stuff that I used to sit and look at it on the internet when I was a kid. So I when I first got the internet, you just be on looking, like typing in weird stuff in it and seeing what comes up. And this is the sort of stuff I wish I could have found. I wish I could have found stuff that looked like this, and I wish I could have found stuff like the podcasts I make and the radio shows and that, man. I'd have fucking loved that. I've spent collectively fucking, if you used to put it minute to minute, end to end, probably about, I'd say easily years of listening to nutters and looking at stuff made by nutters. And it's just like, yeah, let's have a bit of that. Let's fucking, more people should have this in their lives, innit?
So in a way, you're living out your childhood dreams.
Yeah, in a way. Well, do you want to know what is quite strange? When we was at college, I did quite a long time at college, but not the one that did animal management. I went to a proper one beforehand where they did fucking like tests and that. Not like to see if you're like tapped in the head or out, not them sort of tests, like proper, like the ones where you write and you get graded rather than getting like a number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Them ones, and they did this. It was like, I think they called it. It was a psychological profiling test that they had us do. Now I spoke to other people and they didn't do it in their class. And after the results I got, it made me kind of think that they've done this to the whole class, but probably for me.
Really? So they just were aiming at you?
Well, no, that's how it felt, because everybody else got told stuff like, oh, you'll be the manager of somewhere and you'll be this and you'll be that. And it was all nice things. Mine told me I'd either be like the head slaughterman in a slaughterhouse, working as a gamekeeper, or this, it was something else to do with handling dead bodies. And it's
like a
weird
morgue or something.
Mortician?
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, that might have been it, mortician. I can't remember the word, but something along those lines. And yeah, what was weird is like fucking 8 years down the line or so, spot on.
Yeah.
Got you perfect.
If only you could go back now.
Did it and tell them all.
This test works.
Did it? The formula works. Look at this.
Can I ask you a question? And this might be a bit fucked up now.
No, go on.
So, if you did work in a mortician and there was dead bodies there, and it wasn't illegal to do anything like that, would you use a person as part of your like art kind of thing?
What if it was completely legal? What
Completely legal?
Completely legal in what sense? Like it's completely legal and has been for fucking hundreds of years, and everybody else in the world is comfortable with me turning fucking Tigbiddy Dave from down the road.
No, it's
in the
illegal
same way
and
like
no one
rats.
can do any. Yeah.
So everyone's already comfortable with it.
As much as they are with rats, yeah.
I'd probably, yeah, why not? What would be the difference? There's no difference realistically, is it?
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I wouldn't do it to me mum, that's a bit far. But you know, a stranger. What's a stranger?
I thought you were gonna say girlfriend, maybe.
Mum,
no, girlfriend, maybe.
What would
Just
you make
because,
out of
like-
a person though, if you could?
What would I make out of a person? I don't know.
Make them into a car or something.
Into a car.
Something pedal powered.
Something pedal powered. What would be the pedals? Would be the hands.
Yeah, cupping your feet.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
Like that.
yeah. You can have the handles as like a pair of
bend the
breasts or
legs
something.
backwards. No, bend the legs backwards so it's a bit like a chopper. So you've got the backs of the car to sit against, and the backs of their thighs as a seat. I mean, you'd have to incorporate wheels from elsewhere. You couldn't make the wheels out of people.
You could make like skin wheels or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that far on it, innit? What's the point of making it if you can't just fucking like ride it to Tesco's and that and be like,
Yeah, that's true.
knowing for a fact that you can leave that bike unchained as well outside of Tesco's.
No one's going to touch it. Like,
in the country.
No one's gonna go near that
You could
thing.
also put your car keys next to it on it, your wallet. You could
Open with loads of
probably
money
put a
in it.
£50 note,
Yeah.
50 quid note on the seat and go into Tesco's, and you could come back. And I guarantee it's not been touched. More than likely, other people have gone past and gone, yeah, I better bang 20 quid down by that just to be sure.
Yeah. You'd end up with more money if anything.
You could have a storage pocket in the anus. You know what I mean? Just spread the cheeks and put all your stuff in there, like for when you're driving as well.
It's no good in the cold, though, is it? Then it's going to be hard to get into.
Yeah.
Having to blow on
You've
it.
thought of everything.
He has the experience. We're very fresh on this.
Yeah.
He knows these things.
This could be your new thing, making bikes that like no one will go near. So you should do it out of rats. Like just make the whole bike out of rats.
Oh, that'd be a lot of rats. That. But
Yeah.
I want to start making clothes out of rats, really, because I think it just.
That'd be a lot of rats even still, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably more than a bike, to be fair. But I think it would be good, and I could wear them. Not like out and about and that. I'd ride the bike to Tesco's, yeah, but I wouldn't wear the clothes made out of rats to Tesco's. It'd be nice if I ever actually did a proper art exhibition, and I'll just turn up in like a fucking. I make hats out of rats, innit? But like a proper, like imagine like a 3-piece suit, made out of fucking rat skins and that, and you've ruined it by instead of putting buttons, because I imagine buttons are probably quite hard to sew on, a big fucking zip, isn't it? So it's like a jacket with underneath it, you've got like a fucking little waistcoat with a little zip on it as well, you know?
That's good.
That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant.
I wanted to actually ask you about TikTok, because we talk about TikTok a lot on the podcast, and we kind of feel that it's a repetitive app where there's not really much talent or not really much going on. But your
like
TikTok
people just
channel,
making the same videos,
yeah, your one seems to be one of the most like unique. There's no one else doing what you do on TikTok. So I'm just kind of curious, what do you think of the app? You know, you found success in a weird kind of app, but in doing something different. What do you think of it?
I like it, man. I get lost on it sometimes. I can sit flicking through it and I'm like, oh, fuck, I've lost it. But I see, even compared to like what my girlfriend sees on there's things I see on there are fucking weird, mate. And I saw my mates at the weekend and that, and I've not seen them for fucking ages. And I looked over the shoulder at what they're seeing and that, and I was like, I've never seen anything like that. And I look at the lad to the other side of me on the couch, he's seeing pretty much the same video. And then I show them mine, and they're like, what the fuck have you been searching
What kind of
for?
stuff do you see?
Oh, mate, all sorts. A lot of conspiracy stuff, a lot of stuff about fucking. I keep seeing live streams where you've got there's the fellas eating maggots. I've seen that recently. I think I heard you just talk about that on your show.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But then you've got this other live stream where it's these women, mate, who it's like they've emptied the drawer out on the table and then get people to asking questions, and then people are like, "Oh, is my husband gonna leave me?" And she's like, "Well, the key's pointing to the corner of the table, which is next to this little troll doll that I collected in the mid-90s, and these old mouldy Cheerios, so I think it's looking good for you." And they're deadly serious, man. It's stuff like that, like hairy fairy stuff and very conspiratorial stuff and weird, man. I don't know why it's hard to describe, mate, because it's just, I know that it's weird. I know, like, I'm watching, like, in retrospect, now after, especially, like, I knew it'd be different to my girlfriend. We've got different interests in that sense. But with mates in that, I thought, oh, maybe it's because she's a girl and it targets her differently. And, you know, with lads, maybe everybody sees all this mad stuff, but they don't. Like,
it's just you.
It seems to be.
I get some mad stuff too.
And they're like, what the fuck is this? What am I supposed to say back to this? What even is, you know?
To be fair,
response to it.
Matthew sends me some TikToks. Matthew sends me TikToks sometimes, and I'm like, "What are you watching on that app that you are getting this?" Like, what was the last one you sent me?
This is brilliant. This is actually so good. So obviously, you've heard of people saying on the internet, like, "No, not November." Yeah.
Yeah.
This fella had this thing called Pokey Nut November.
I saw that. That's one of the ones I saw. I saw that for Feeble, and he's like, "Oh, Feeble," and he's looking at it, and it's for those of you that don't know, who's listening, Feeble's like a big fucked off fox, and he's looking at it and going, "Yeah, looking like that is definitely going to have content already made." What? And then another one is like Corvette Night, which is like a big fucking metal bird, and he's like, "Yeah, I think this will be a challenge, so I think I'll get it out the way early today."
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my god! And he gets hundreds of thousands of likes.
I wonder is he messing with these, or is he actually going and busting nuts to these?
Oh, he's doing it.
Story?
He's doing it.
I don't know. I hope he's doing it. That's what you need, man. That's what people need is integrity. You know, if you're going to do something, do it, you know.
We should start, like the three of us. You should get some of your followers to go through his videos and ask them. We want to see the finished product to make sure you're not lying to us.
No.
Post pictures of pools on the floor.
I had one. Fan makes me sound like an arsehole, but let's call her a fan. Where she'd collected cum in a glass, I guess, vase full of, like, well, not full of cum, but I mean any amount of cum in a glass in a vesicle or vessel is enough, you know what I mean? But this was a couple of weeks worth easily by anybody's standards, just in there. And what I thought was the weirdest out of that, no cork on the top, mate. So that's just
that's gonna stink
into the room. Yeah.
And did she tell you whose it was?
No, I didn't ask. Surprisingly.
Like, is it one person's or is it like a group of people?
Got no idea, bro. It's best not to ask that many questions with some people. You know,
it is true.
At least, what if like you said, "Oh, no cork"? She said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna cork it up and send it to you." Like,
I would lie about my. But why? What would you?
Like,
do? Oh, lovely, thank you. I'll look forward.
Or
to
you'd lying about your address. You tell us you lied about it, but really you didn't lie about it, and you said to her,
and you've got a cum vase in that room right now,
and you're adding to it.
What I do is I don't add to it. No. I decant from it.
As needed. Decant as needed.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I had a question for you actually. So in terms of conspiracy theorists, I see like obviously you have the Truth podcast, yeah. What kind of conspiracy theorists? Like we asked this before on the podcast actually. What kind of conspiracy theorists do you believe are true?
Oh, mate, fucking hell, so many. Well,
so there is a lot of them, but which ones do you believe the most? Like, there's to give you an example, obviously, the ones from today would be like the COVID vaccine and stuff like that, like the conspiracies around that, or the actual COVID itself. You know what I mean? Do you believe any of those sort of things?
No, not so much. It's not so much that I believe them. I'm just very suspicious and don't really. I don't really believe much. Like, I believe everything but nothing at all, if that makes sense. Like, if somebody spins me a good enough story, like I'm obsessed with the moon and have been for quite a long time. that I don't think it's real. And I've got it in my head that it's some form of cloning facility where the reptilians or the greys have been starting to splice humans and stuff together, or the demons or the extra dimensional entities or whatever. I believe there's extra dimensional entities. I believe in like the fifth dimensional, fourth dimensional beings. I think they're knocking about around us and that. I believe that there's greys. I believe that there's something around the earth that makes us all see and perceive the similar things or the same things around us. And that's the only way that we can be sort of controlled.
Do you know what? Actually, I heard a mad one.
Stuff that kind of makes sense as well in a way. Go on.
Yeah, no, just on that thing you're saying about making us all see the same thing. What if oxygen is an hallucinogen and it makes us hallucinate, but when we take drugs, it actually reverses the effect of it? So when we take drugs and we hallucinate, that's real, that's reality, but oxygen's just keeping us high.
That's a sick idea, mate.
Mad. When I heard that, that kind of blew. I was like, oh shit.
But that's what again though. That's one of them where it's not so much grounded in much, and there's not like where you go with it. I like the ones where you can be like, ooh, you know, and you're like the fucking Lady in the Tramp chasing after that little bit of spaghetti, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you're 4 roads down, and you're walking past all these fat, sweaty guys who are like, oh yeah, come in this room. Because in this room, we've got 4-headed aliens that are trying to bump kids. And you're like, it's not, that one's not for me. And then you go to the next room and you're like, you've ever heard of gnomes? And you're like, go on, let's learn about the gnomes.
What do you think aliens like exist, obviously?
Yeah. But I don't think they're like fucking, like I don't think, it's going to make it, see, I'm going to just sound mental and annoying. And I always do when I talk about it, but I don't think that we're real, if that makes sense.
That's like a simulation theory.
No, not even like the simulation theory. Just I don't think that we're real. Not like we're in a computer or out like that. Just we're like, imagine if we're just nothing more than some form of like the equivalent of blood cells within us, and our blood cells have their own fucking worlds going on.
Like bacteria.
It's like, do you ever see the end of Men in Black where like it's like this shows the Earth and it zooms out, shows the galaxy, zooms out, and like that's in a marble, and an alien is playing with the marbles. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, a bit like that, where it's never ending. Yeah. We already know that things, if you keep zooming in and zooming in and zooming in, everything repeats itself down to even to a subatomic level. It all repeats.
And we probably can't see past that even. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we
maybe
can't
we
see
are
out of
just
what we're
bacteria
in,
or something.
Yeah, why not?
Or
even if we're just literally just the synapses, and this is how the brain, like we're inside something's brain, and the synapses in our brain, we're told work through chemical and electrical impulses, and they transfer information. But our understanding of what's going on here to make it make sense to us and make us work for the sake of the brain that we're inside of to work, we have to have conversations or fights or shag or whatever in order to pass that information across.
See, so having kind of like an interest in conspiracy theories, I think does kind of make you question everything. Did you get the vaccine yourself?
I haven't yet, no.
You haven't yet, no.
I've not really got any reason to or any need to. I don't really go on holiday. I don't really socialise. I don't go out much. And it was all aimed at, you know, if you go out and if you want to go out, if you want to do this, go and get this.
So it's not. It's not
out of like a. Don't want to do this.
It's not out of like a conspiracy that you're not getting it.
No, it's just I don't feel like I have a particular reason to.
Yeah.
Really, like there's no. Everybody else seems to have been convinced to get it because they've got this or that, or they want to be able to do this and they want to be able to do that. For lockdown, all that really changed for me was I didn't nip to the shop as freely
as much
for like a bottle of milk. I'd just go once a week and get 2 bottles of milk.
Yeah. What about the COVID itself? Do you believe any kind of conspiracies around that?
I don't know. I don't really. It's going to sound, again, considering that I sit and read about aliens all the time. I haven't
really looked into that.
No, it's not. It doesn't seem to be worth. It's hard to concern myself with stuff like that, man. I know that sounds mad because it's such an important thing at the minute, but it does. My head don't work like that. My head. If some clever bastard could manage to tie in, degrees maybe. My head would be all over it, mate. My head would just be like, we need to learn about it.
Tie in what?
So you need a good hook.
Yeah, I need to be hooked in, and they'd have to be like, yeah, the aliens made it because of this and because of that.
Oh
And I'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, go on then, go in. But
What
otherwise,
about what about like the reptilian race? Do you believe that sort of thing?
what like they came from the Draco system and all that, and
Well,
or the
not
ones that
Like
necessarily
there's
they
them
came
ones,
reptilians
or
and
the
and
that they're.
ones the evolved dinosaurs, or the ones that evolved from dragonflies, or the ones that came from inside the Hollow Earth. There's loads of different types in it.
Not
but do you
necessarily
believe there
that the
is
fact that they're like
reptilians? Like
now among us, like is taking over the human form, like
What, like in They Live? Yeah, why
not
not?
even in like they
Makes
live. Like
sense.
a lot of people think like the queen and like a lot of people in of higher stature are like lizard people and like that are controlling the race from inside. Like
Yeah, I don't know if they can. I don't know if I believe that they control us so much, but to me, it seems like this would make a sick theme park. So imagine if you could be. Imagine if you could be. Fuck, what was it? There was in. I think it was in Rick and Morty where Rick's just playing some game and he's just some guy,
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
Dave or
yeah,
something it's called, and he's just Dave for a bit,
and he like
or
lives out a
Jim or
full
whatever it
life.
is. Yeah. What if that makes sense for what this could be, but it's not a simulation, it's actually real. Like imagine Jurassic Park, except you could inject your consciousness into the dinosaur rather than just
yeah,
going there and watching the dinosaurs, or you could watch the dinosaurs and interact with the dinosaurs as
and
one of the
fight with them and all.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Yeah, which would be a bit of a
and that could
short story
explain
goal for time
why
time.
there's so many like mass shooters and all. People just go rogue in the
Just for the
games. I do that
crack.
in games.
Well, yeah, some people do that, but I think it would explain the boom in popularity, not in
Population.
the boom in
Population.
population would be explained by an increase in popularity,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
why marketing's become so prevalent around the same time as population has increased, because everyone's realised fucking hell, loads of people are fucking getting the brains injected or whatever it is, getting your brains injected into these women's. Well, I suppose you'd have to have half your brain injected into a woman's womb or the ovum, and then half of it injected into a bloke's testicles, which might be what alien abductions are. When they're like,
yeah,
oh, they were fucking prodding me and poking me, and then they made this the Star Child or whatever. They're actually just putting half of these things into you. Or maybe that's
yeah,
like at the start of Fallout or something, mate, where you got to pick your stats and that. And they're like, right, we need someone
Like a
who's
character.
strong, and he wants someone who's tall but fat. So we need Tigbitty Dave. We'll bring him on board, and then we can get the brains from Claire 3 doors down and shove her in there. Well, they're both in the spaceship, and then like, right, well, a little bit of you, Claire, a little bit of Dave, and tell you what, actually, we need a bit of your granddad as well. So we'll go into your really old DNA in there, and we'll have a bit of that. There we go. They jumble it all together and then fire it up another woman's fanny instead, and it pops out a little bit later.
That would be
Drop
great.
her
I
back.
hope that is real. I hope that is what true reality actually is.
Well, imagine how fun that would be to explain to kids as well.
It'd be
When
great.
you're
So
like, where do
when
I
you're
cook?
21, you'll get abducted by an alien.
Yeah.
They'll use your sperm and maybe some other body parts of you.
So why? Just going back to the moon thing, because I'm just curious. Why is it that you think it's fake? Like, did you hear it, or you're just come to this conclusion yourself?
You hear it in various different places, innit? And it just seems a bit weird that it always seems to look the same, even though it's slightly different shapes. But again, from watching, and we can't say studying, but we can use the term studying loosely. Studying the kids' films and that, there always seems to be a scene within them as if to try and show us, oh, look at the moon, here's the moon. And if you look at a film like that, it is all propaganda or manipulation, and the moon exists and has always been there, then why do they need to include it in everything as if to make us believe it's real?
Yeah.
To be fair, sometimes I look at the moon and I'm like, that looks fake tonight. That does not look real.
What about it is it that makes you look fake? Well, go on, you tell me that and I'll tell you something else I know about the moon.
Not just the way I look at it. It looks like someone's actually drawn it into the sky, like it's a painting or something. Like it doesn't actually look like it's thousands of miles away.
That's amore, man. That's when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's just amore you're thinking of.
Like, I swear I was driving the other day and I was like to my girlfriend, that actually does not look real. Like the colour of it and the way it was like a perfect banana shape.
And she's
like
just screaming, saying, please just keep your eyes on the road. Please just look straight ahead.
Like,
you're driving
moon,
around in the dark, staring at the moon. Doesn't it look lovely up there? Look at that. 70 miles an hour down the motorway. She's screaming out the window.
Something
That's
like
brilliant.
that,
Right? Have you heard about the guy that thinks that the moon is nothing more than a reflection of the Earth, and the craters are an indication of continents on the Earth, and the reason why there's actually more craters in the Moon is because there are more continents being formed on Earth and nobody's telling us.
Wow. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, that's a fun little hole to go down.
So how would it be reflecting though? Is it like a big giant mirror, or?
See, these aren't the things I concern myself with.
You just
the minor details.
You like the more hooky parts.
Right. Yeah, and then I go from there, and where does that go, and what does that tie in with? Like, I not rather than going, why is that like that? I'd rather look at them and go, yeah, what's led you there? So
yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Where are what other things must you believe then to get?
I do that quite similarly too. Actually, like when I hear a new theory, I'm like, "Whoa, hang on!" And I just kind of have a quick little look at it, like, "Oh, this. Oh, I get you, yeah." And then I kind of drop it, like.
Yeah, because they're all like a yes ladder, innit? So it's like when you're in sales, you're like, oh, you like sex, don't you? Yeah. Well, if you like sex, you must like women. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, if it's women, then that must mean that you occasionally like maybe a meal with another person. Yeah, I do. What about a meal by yourself? Yeah, I love a meal by myself. Well, have you ever thought of buying a whole this loaf of bread? And they're like, that's brilliant because I can use that for both. Yeah, you can use that for both. Now you've got the whole this loaf of bread and you like that. Have you ever thought of a toaster? I've got this lovely toaster here, and they already have to have said yes to all this other stuff. See?
What is Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you cut out there. What is your opinion on the flat Earth theory?
See, that's interesting as well, because I don't think the way that it got put to all of us through telling that a couple of years ago is truly the word indicative of what they actually believe. Not many people in the flat Earth thing seem to believe that the Earth is just truly flat. A lot of them think that part of it has just been domed off and we've been quarantined in some degree. Other people believe that there's no universe, to believe in flat Earth realistically means you don't believe in outer space.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really, I don't think that got touched on that much in a lot of the flat Earth stuff where they're trying to be like, look at these mentalists over here. Really, it's just more like, look at these people, they think the world's flat and all the other planets are flat when they don't really believe in the other planets. And I think that makes sense in a way. It does make sense in a way. They've all got different aspects to them that make sense. Like, what do you two think of flat Earth then?
I mean, I think it's round.
I do too. I do too.
Anytime I've seen a flat earther, I've just thought they sounded like a nut job, to be honest.
Because they can't defend it against someone who knows their stuff about like physics and stuff. Do you know what I mean? When they go through like a conversation, they're saying, "Oh, what about this?" And then they say, your man goes, "Oh, but like, how do you explain this with a flat Earth?" And then they say, and you're like, "Okay, well, there you go."
But then a lot of them will use the argument I've found. A lot of conspiracy theorists do, and I do for the laugh. But it's the idea that a lot of explanations are only made in order to be able to explain those things away and to be able to further fence people in, if you like. So you have like basic science, like you can go forces like push and pull and that keeps you in that initial pen in the farm. But then if you learn a bit more of science, you're still within the farm, but you're in the paddock and you can be in the pen.
Oh, I get what you mean, yeah.
Like that is the science is like the fence of what keeps you in there. But then a lot
of they're telling you the information they have.
Yeah, even though it's not actually information through these people's eyes, it's just a means of keeping you in line so that you don't realise that. I mean, I've found some people that think if you completely disregard science, then you can access some form of like magical abilities like they do in fucking Skyrim, and you can fucking like, some people seem to believe that's possible if you just completely disregard and drop everything you know. Which is a fun idea, isn't it? Like, that's sick.
It's hard to do that, though, isn't it? It's hard to just go, oh, yeah, I forget all of this that I've learned through school and stuff, and I just ignore that now.
I mean, even with, like, a rubber mallet, mate, and if you really went to have a decent bottle of whiskey or something, a Bacardi and that, and went to town on your own face with a mallet, you're still going to remember things at the end of it, like maybe a few weeks later, but things are going to come back and ruin that outlook again.
Yeah.
You'd have to start with a child, and the only way to do that would be to take a child and teach it completely new things, which is
never let it go to school.
Ultra was and all that, innit? Yeah.
I always thought about that. What would happen if you put a child on its own in a habitat, like, do you know what I mean? And
They
just had them
die.
living there.
Just
It
separate
dies.
from society.
Yeah, they die. They've tried it, man. They've tried that. If you take a
Yeah.
kid and put it in a room, and give it no affection, no people, no human interaction, and that just food and the things it needs, like as a base need, like that, apparently they die.
Where did they do
I've never
that?
tried it myself, but why would they do that? To find out what happens.
No, not why. Where did they do that?
I
Or
don't know.
when?
I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's mad.
I remember reading that it's something that's been done.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's like one of those things you always think of, like the sleep experiment. Did you ever hear that one as well? They kept people
but that
away
was
for
just
like
creepy
weeks.
pasta, though, wasn't it? That?
Was it?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, I
mate,
fully
I've
believe
just
that.
ruined that for you, innit? Your face is just
No.
there.
Yeah, just cracked. Oh,
Yeah.
there was a
They
thing where they
weren't
said that
writing
they
in the
kept
wall with
people.
shit and that.
Yeah.
People do that, innit? And people go mental from not sleeping. Do you remember the TV show called something like 40 Winks? Did you get that in
No.
Ireland?
No.
We had the
No.
fucking, when I was about, I must have been about 8 or 9 on Channel 4 or Channel 5. They had this weird reality TV show where they tried to keep people awake for as long as possible, and if they fell asleep, they were out. And it was when reality TV was trying to be like, can we actually make this interesting, or does it just have to be people sitting around drinking? They'd try and torment them and be like, look, you've got to watch this video here. We've got like a VHS. They pop it in, and like, you've got to count all these sheep as they run past the screen and things like that after they've not slept for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
But they didn't all go insane and that.
Did you ever like dip your foot into like the dark web?
No, never.
No,
Why have you?
No,
never have.
I only ever looked at like I'm more like there's a guy who on YouTube who like looks at like the dark web and just kind of shows you things. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Never really into myself, but it seems fucking like insane. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I think for what bits of it I'm aware of, like the fact that you can hire what seems to be you can hire assassins supposedly and buy drugs and that. And I have seen one video where some guy hired a mentalist dressed as a clown to come and hang around in his house, which is a weird line of business to go into if you think, if that guy is just completely normal outside of that, he's a genius, but I don't think he's going to be. He wasn't he wasn't advertising it in the local shop, in it on the window. It was.
But there must be a market for it, though. Someone's buying it.
Well, it's been going for about an hour and 15 minutes here. We usually kind of do an hour anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, are you happy to end it there? There you go.
Yeah, we can finish there. Yeah, I have nothing else to ask.
All right. Listen, man, thanks for coming on so much. Do you want to just like kind of give your YouTube channels and stuff like that?
Yeah, World Around You, EWE like the sheep, everything's the same username. World Around You's podcast and Truth Seeking, different podcasts. Find everything through that, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much, man. This definitely, like, I've had those questions inside me for so long, asking you like with the taxidermy and stuff like that, and I'm glad to finally get an answer out of that.
Well, got to help,
Love to have you on again as well.
Yeah, man, sound. Here's a shout.
Like I said at the start, if you enjoyed it, the links are in the description below or on the page for this to get you to everything CackTalk and to get you to everything to do with me. Hopefully, though, you're going to sit and binge listen to a fair few episodes. Thanks for listening. Go and give the boys a bit of appreciation on Instagram and that. CackTalk Pod.